Hey everyone, welcome to the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association podcast, the Canna. I am Ida Pearlie, the Deputy Director and the host, and today joining us is Frank Kiester. How are you doing, Frank?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You have a grow, Lake State Canna.
Yep.
And where are you located?
We're here in Lansing, and in Lansing.
Okay. So, what did you do before you got into the cannabis industry?
I was a caregiver for a long time. I got my worked at a warehouse out of high school and got my medical marijuana card in 2010 and started caregiving and kind of took it from there.
Okay. What led you to want to be a caregiver or to get into that field?
I had been a user of marijuana for a long time and thought I'd get my card as a protection against getting in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a factory worker for a long time, and it kind of helped with joint pain and everything, kind of helping ease some of that.
Right.
And decided that I started growing for myself, and I like doing it. So
it turned into a passion.
Yeah, I grew for myself, and then grew for got a couple of patients that liked how I grew for myself. And kind of became a caregiver for a while.
Okay. So your passion for yourself grew into helping other people,
mm-hmm.
which led to you becoming licensed in the regulated market.
Yeah.
What did that process look like for you as far as like licensing and making that transition?
Well, I'd worked at a factory for a long time and decided to not go from part-time to full-time in the factory so that I could pursue my hobby of caregiving.
Okay.
And decided that is what I'd like to do for my career.
Okay.
And kind of decided that to get away from the stigma of caregiving and the stigma of cannabis, that I'd like to get a licensed business.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of turned my hobby into a career, and that's what I'd like to do. As a kid, we always had gardens and like vegetables and stuff.
Okay.
And even now, we'll grow vegetables for the kids, and that's kind of what we like to do.
Right. So you have a green thumb.
Yeah. My parents were farmers back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, and it was pretty hard getting licensed. It added a whole nother, like a business aspect to it.
Okay.
The licensing and, all the forms and
mm-hmm.
filling out everything. And
how long was that process for you?
When the drafts of the rules came out, before they were actually approved, I contacted a lawyer to try to start setting everything up and getting
mm-hmm.
it going. And it really didn't go very smooth. It still took us a couple years. I don't think we were licensed till the end of 2019, maybe.
Oh, goodness.
And,
okay.
No, the end of 2020.
Okay.
We were licensed.
Okay. And, well, congratulations.
So, thank you. Yeah. So, wait, no. What's this year? Yeah, it's
2022.
Okay, yeah, 2020.
I know. COVID, everything runs together.
2 years. Yeah. It's been a long time, and we bought the building in probably 2017 in anticipation of seeing, well, this is what we wanted to do.
Okay.
And so I kind of kept an eye out for a building that might be able to be used.
Right.
And still the drafts were still out. It wasn't anything was finalized. So I kind of took a risk as, hey, hopefully this building will be in a licensed green zone.
Oh, goodness. And so, that paid off.
Yeah, it ended up working out. There was a counseling center kind of close, but I think it was just over the footage from the building.
Okay.
So that worked out. It was by road instead of by flight of bird type thing.
Oh, okay.
So that worked out, and really rehabbed the building a bunch, trying to get it ready, and then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one thing, as far as the regulated market for patients, it's so for me, for my daughter, like we had a caregiver, before all of this became regulated, but we were able to get her medicine tested,
mm-hmm.
So I knew exactly what was in it. There was no pesticides, how strong it was.
Yep.
And that's the thing, when you are a caregiver, it is so important, when you're helping patients,
mm-hmm.
For them to understand the strength and how they're dosing themselves.
Yeah. Correct dosages. And,
right. So that's awesome that you wanted that for
mm-hmm.
your patients.
Right.
Yeah. And now you're able to provide, medicine on a larger scale.
Yeah. It's been quite a ride. It's been pretty fun. And
And then you own this with your wife?
Yep, me and my wife are owners.
Okay,
And
okay.
then we employed a few of our friends to help us, people that, would help us as caregivers, or, some of my patients, ex-patients are now employees. And
Okay.
one of my employees all of my employees I've known for 20 years, maybe since high school, kind of thing.
Okay. So it's a really close knit.
Yeah. It's just a group of guys, and we're really laid back and
doing what you love.
Yeah, we all love weed and, grow it. And one of my buddies, he's big into like doing his yard and lawn care. And he's always like he got like an automated watering system for his bushes lately.
Oh my goodness.
And so like it's really, we still hand water at our facility. But he's like testing out the automated watering systems with his bushes.
Right.
And
that's
so
awesome.
That's kind of funny. And so
okay.
Yeah.
Did you get any like pushback, or was there, stigma that you encountered with family? I mean, I know you said, that you're surrounded by your friends, but how did your family take that?
When I think as a caregiver, it was a mixed reaction.
Okay.
It was kind of, well, I don't know if I should really tell family. Some of them, a lot of them knew, but the stigma against it was pretty bad. As I'm licensed now, it's more in the open. They're like, oh, wow, that's cool. I know somebody who uses this, or, it's helped this person. And
it's helped open their minds a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of brought it into the light a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What, so you brought some strains with us today. Yep. So how many strains do you actually grow?
We have probably about 10 different strains that we run right now. We introduce new ones and kind of run, we kind of flower about 5 strains at a time, between 5 and 8.
Okay.
Kind of pick out our best ones that we think are, I don't know, doing good and growing well, and different aspects we look for in the plant and type of experience by using it. And we're running new pheno hunts all the time. Every harvest we'll try to throw in a decent amount of seeds in it of one strain, just to try to pick out a keeper pheno.
Right.
And then run them in the next harvest.
Okay.
And see how that does. And if they make the cut, then we'll throw them in there permanent, or
trial and error. I love that. Yeah. So what did you bring with us today?
I brought the OG18, which is one of my personal favorites. It's been a favorite of Lansing for a long time. We pheno hunted as caregivers for a long time, and that was kind of our favorite one coming out of the caregiver market.
Okay. And how long have you had that strain for? Because it's your favorite one.
Probably about 8 to 10 years, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think about 2012, I started popping a lot of seeds and still trying to get clones from people.
That's awesome. Now it's a signature strain.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Quite well known around this area.
Okay. And then this is Ezekiel's wheel.
Yeah, we got the Ezekiel's wheel.
This is beautiful.
It's a really nice one. It's one of our first seeds we ran in our facility. A Gage Green Group seed.
Okay.
That is like a Michigan breeder.
Okay.
And so we ran a couple of his seeds, and that was one that was really nice.
Nice.
Really good terpenes and really flavorful.
Okay. Okay.
And then this one is Sunset Runts. One that was a pheno hunt right there, and we just kind of picked out our keeper pheno, and so hopefully it does really well through testing and everything. And,
right. Well, this is exciting. Didn't you say that one of these the terpenes tested for? Yeah,
the OG18 tested over 4% terpenes.
Okay.
Which is, a lot of ours usually test like high 2%. And the OG just tested at 4.
Wow.
So we just started hand trimming. So I'm not sure if that made a big difference.
It might,
or, it definitely improved the quality of the flower.
Okay.
I don't know if it improved testing much, but it definitely improved like the smokability of the flower.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can still see the trichomes. I mean, it's just so pretty. So your logo, how did you come up with the design of your logo? Because it's a really cool one. It's like a shield, like a crest of arms in a way.
Yeah. We've always been big into the outdoors and into nature and stuff, and we love camping and fishing and hunting, and so we kind of incorporated that and wanted to showcase that we were born in Michigan and raised here, and kind of we toyed around with names for a long time and wanted to do something with either Great Lakes or the lakes, or we love being at the lake. So,
right. Who doesn't?
Lake State's kind of like a nickname of Michigan. We have so many lakes everywhere.
Right.
Within a mile, anywhere you are, you're within a mile or two of a lake. And so we toyed around with the name for a long time, and
I love that.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, me and my wife designed that ourselves, and
kind
of gave our design to a graphic designer to put it together.
Yeah, that's neat. That is really cool. What how do we find your flour?
We're in a couple local stores. We're in Pure Options and First Class, and in Jackson we're in Stone Depot.
Okay.
And, Sturgis we're in Bloom City. Easton Craft and Ionia, they were just on here not too long ago.
Oh yes, they were. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of small. We don't have a big footprint, but
Mhm.
we like to get into stores, and
Yeah.
customers love us. So.
Right. Well, I mean, your flour is definitely speaking for itself.
Yeah. I hope quality flour would matter a little more in the licensed market than what it seemed to come, but.
You know, unfortunately, it's education. It's helping the consumer understand. Again, you know, percentages don't necessarily mean that's how high you're going to get. It's understanding the terpenes. It's there's so much to understand. And yes, it is. The bottom's kind of fallen out, and unfortunately, the price for cannabis is dropping, which is good. But it's still understanding what you're paying for. If you're getting $69 pounds, you know, or ounces, excuse me. I mean, is it good flour or not? And
what's happened to it?
Yeah, you know? And I would rather pay a little bit more to know exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's yay. So what's the culture like in your facility?
You know, we're just all
you're all best friends.
Yeah, we're all friends. We've been in the cannabis scene forever. Okay. So, you know, we kind of it went from, you know, coming over to the house to hang out and chill and work on plants. And now we're kind of just going to work every day.
And you're loving what you're doing.
Yeah. You know, we like to tease each other and, you know, good, friendly work environment.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Me and my wife kind of hop around to whatever jobs need to be done. And, you know, like when I started, it was just me for the first few months. And then when we started flowering, I hired one of my buddies that had been a longtime friend. And so he helped me for a few months. And then when we harvested, then I had hired another one of my friends that was, you know, then we could help with trimming and stuff like that. And we've slowly been adding on to people as we can.
As you're growing.
Free up time. Yeah. So it's the more people we get, the more ways we can find to make our flour better.
Okay.
So
that's cool. It's so refreshing to see someone who is enjoying their work and loves to go to work every day. You know, and it's just it's because that's how I feel. It's like I want to be able to go to work. Like I want to have fun. You know, it's not about the, you know, regretting and dreading going to work.
That's why I wanted to, you know, get into the licensed market, is because I love growing flower, growing weed. And it's, you know, it's kind of my passion and hobby and everything. So you don't got to go to work if you love what you do.
Exactly. So. Well, it's not work then. What changes would you like to see happen in the industry?
I just hope that, you know, there's a place for everybody. And, you know, a lot of the large grows are, you know, expanding and taking over other grows and stuff. And I just like to have a small portion of craft growing. Right. And, you know, seeing everything get applied fairly and.
Right. Well, that's just it. There's room for everybody. You know, I mean, your passions aren't going to be the same as mine, and mine aren't going to be the same as, you know, someone else's. I mean, we all have different goals and dreams. And again, there should be room for everyone. Yeah. Well, we're kind of working our way towards that. That's really cool. I know you said that you've known Robin for quite a number of years now. What made you want to become a member of the MICIA?
When I was looking at getting licensed, I had met with her about, you know, did I have a shot at passing it was during the time of the board, and it was really hard to get a license. Right. They were, you know, denying people for really, you know, insubstantial reasons. And I kind of met with her and asked her about, do I have a chance at becoming a licensed grow, being a caregiver? And we had some mutual friends. And so she kind of helped me, guide me, you know, yes, this is, you know, do this and you can, you know, stand a better chance. And so I kind of joined the MICA just so I could be around people that kind of had the same goals in the industry, and a way to become more involved in the industry. I had a lot of like friends of friends that were involved in the industry, and not really a lot of like close friends. So I was hoping to hoping to network with people. And
well, you came to the right place.
Yeah, I know. I've been to a few of the events that have been pretty cool. So
yeah. Well, we've got a couple more coming up this year too. We've got a legislative luncheon at the end of the month, and then our summer annual is coming up in August this year.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're excited. I hope you can join us this year.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, I heard about that last year. I heard about it.
Yes.
And it sounded fun.
Oh, so. Yeah. We had 300 members last year. This year we're hoping like right around 400.
Wow.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to take up some golfing.
Yes. Well, I think there's people who come serious, and because there are golfers golfers who do love the sport, and then there's others who just want to have fun and hang out. So that's what's really kind of cool is even though it's a tournament, you're still playing to play.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have. This was awesome. We're gonna have so much fun.
I know. Yeah, I'd taken a class at LCC, a golf class, and so I kind of gotten good at it for a while, and then kind of got away from it. And I could probably get back into it pretty quick.
Oh yeah. You have to bring your wife up. Let her. She can come
have a weekend away from the kids.
Exactly, and we do have a tea party. So if she doesn't golf, she can come. Hang with me at the tea party.
Nice. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on that we didn't go over, or give any shout outs to anyone?
My employees might be watching this right now, so hopefully I did a good job. And so shout out to all of them. They're probably hardworking. Hopefully I didn't leave early after I left. So.
The cat's away, the mice are play.
Right. That's how it goes. So
I have a question. So what are some run practices that might lower the terpene percentages or increase the terpene percentages? Like you said, it might have been the hand trimming. Like what are some possible methods that might affect that?
I don't really know. I like to hand water. We hand water at our facility so that we can, gives me a close eye on what plants are using, what water, how much water they're using, instead of saying, well, everything needs a gallon of water. We could say, well, this one needs less, this one needs more, and kind of judge each plant individually. And then it gives you a really hands-on view of if a plant looks stressed, you can look at that plant while you're watering and be like, oh, well, this plant looks something's amiss, and kind of try to decide what it's looking like. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of the whole THC and terpenes are kind of really a lot of strain oriented. I feel like when we brought our strains in from caregiving, we would always judge which strains we liked as far as how they smoked and the different types of highs and how they tasted. And then really after we had to start testing for THC, it's like, wow, well, these strains, even though they're really good, might not be high THC. And then the OG18, for instance, that has 4% terpenes. That's why that one was so good, even though it only tests at 19% THC.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, again, it's understanding the differences in the ratios and what they truly do mean.
Yeah.
And then we're also different. It is trial and error.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a little different as far as how cannabis affects me. Some strains that some people will use for sleeping or relaxing, like sometimes I feel opposite of that.
Exactly.
And it's kind of body chemistry. It's how your individual body reacts to these type of, maybe to each type of terpene.
Exactly.
Or, each strain.
Yeah. What would be your advice for, a beginner, for a patient just starting into, or a rec, user just coming into the market?
Into the license market?
Yes.
So we had like architect planning, like city planning for building the building. It was like a big hassle. Like we took a while to get approved through the Lansing building department. And then so we started building our facility because at that time there was a time deadline for you had to, between step 1 and getting step 2, it could only be a year. So we got our approval from Lansing and we started remodeling our building to make it within that 1 year.
Oh, wow.
And then we were like halfway remodeled, and fire services, after we got our step 2 approved, fire services came in and said, well, this won't work. This room doesn't work. These stairs don't work. So we had to remodel a bunch of our building.
Oh my goodness.
And kind of lost out on some of our square footage, and we have a really small building. It's like 3,200 square feet right now. And we actually lost some of that square footage as to the fire services codes, and because maybe they weren't as lax as Lansing was, maybe. Or I don't know.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And each jurisdiction is so different too.
Yeah, we had been approved for Lansing, and fire services was like, there's a couple of things that we want to change.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you had
Uh-huh.
already built it out. and
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now
So
you're
now I
having to
gotta
change it
change.
again.
Yeah. So we ended up getting rid of a couple areas instead of redesigning a couple of big areas, we got rid of a little area.
Okay.
And to
Okay.
kind of make it work with getting on track and on licensing and
Mhm.
everything is double the cost you expect it to be. So we were running out of money and
Quickly,
we were self-funded.
quickly.
So
Yeah,
we had to
yeah.
use some savings and some equity in our house and
Okay.
kind of to get the building going. And
Right.
we made it.
That's
So
awesome.
that was
Yeah.
kind of a big goal. And
Huge.
it'll all happen for spending time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
no
it's
sense in
that
stressing
trust.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're trusting that it's all going to work out.
Yeah,
That,
yeah, you got to. And we always stress about, well, what are we going to do to, flip rooms faster or
Mhm.
get, maximize our square footage better. And at a certain point, it's just like, okay, we just got to let it happen how it's going to happen and change as it's going to change and kind of.
Right. Because we can stress out all we want about future plans that may never happen.
Yeah. I was stressing a couple months ago and bought a bunch of stuff. And now it's like, well, I don't think that any of that's going to work. So we can salvage some of the stuff I bought and some of the rest of it's going to be,
right.
maybe used for storage or something.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Did you all do this out like on your own or did you work with somebody?
We had a lawyer for the medical application.
Okay.
To get us through, and then we did the rec application ourselves.
Okay.
It's kind of just a lot of compiling paperwork.
Mhm.
And so if you can, me and my wife were both went to college, so we kind of had some knowledge of organizational stuff.
Right.
And so we were able to put together a lot of the stuff and
Okay.
get through it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes you feel prouder too, in a way, because it's your hard work, your sweat equity.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's going into
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's amazing. What's your wife's name?
Fawn.
Fawn. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to meet her. Excuse me.
Yeah. She was gonna go to the holiday party, but our daughter had gotten sick, so we were kind of didn't want to expose anybody if she had COVID or anything.
Right.
So,
Right. Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing, a little bit about yourself and your business.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
nice to meet
we'll be at Pure Options buying
Yeah.
some flour.
Nice. Yeah. Check it out. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Our ancillary shout out today is going to go to Yo and Yo. They offer a wide range of services, including tax planning, audits, strategic planning to help growers, distributors, and processors with the business aspects of running a cannabis operation. So check them out if you're looking for help in those areas. We appreciate you all joining us today and take care. See you next week.